Belfast for a little impromptu demo organised by two housewives who were just really concerned about the demographic change, about the threat to British and Irish culture in Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. And they just came together, organised a demo. There's about 200 people came. Grassroots, totally spontaneous. They just organised it on Facebook. We came up to film for Urban Scoop. And I think it's safe to say, for the two young women that organised this, it's been an absolutely roaring success. They're full of enthusiasm. They're not political. They don't belong to any political party. One's from a Republican nationalist background, the other from a loyalist Protestant background. Years ago, people would have been dreaming about this happening in Northern Ireland. Tricolours and Union flags been flown together. This is something that can make massive change in Northern Ireland and in the Republic of Ireland. Of course, the deep state, the globalists and the gatekeepers, they hate this and they want to stop, and that's why they're making such a racket behind us with their rent-a-mob from the unions. Here in Belfast for Urban Scoop, and the two ladies standing with me today have done something pretty revolutionary. They've organised a cross-community event in Belfast city centre on a Sunday, and believe you me, there's people from nationalist areas, loyalist areas, neutral areas that have come together, and I just want to hear your stories. So Orla, if you could just tell me why you've organised this and why this is important to you.
So the reason this has been organised today, and the reason why this is so vitally important, is because we are seeing and hearing of incidents daily. I myself, I'm only one person talking on one platform, and I'm contacted day in and day out of incidents that are happening to our women and children and men, but mostly our women and children in both of our communities across Ireland, north and south. It can't go on any longer. We have an issue. Immigration was never the issue, but the mass, illegal, unvetted immigration, it is an issue.
Yeah, and Lindsay, you were mentioning your concerns about Islamism. Could you just explain what you mean by that and why you think that's a threat?
Yes, I have spent the last 6 months to a year really studying this, really studying how our minds operate and how these extremists are being if we want to look at in Gaza, these kids are being brainwashed into this ideology from school. They're taught maths on how many Jews you kill, and if you didn't kill this many Jews, then that's your subtraction. They're literally taught this from no age, and then now they're letting these unvetted men into our countries. And I had a fantastic life in this amazing wee country, and unfortunately our future generations aren't going to have that.
Do you think the way of life for people in Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland is under threat because of this?
100%, and that is so clear to see day in, day out. As I said, I'm one person speaking on one platform, and the amount of stories that I have been given of personal accounts, it's mind-blowing.
And what would you say of it? Is the counter demonstration over there? It seems to be sponsored by the unions and the lefties and a few extremists. What would you say to them when they accuse us, people on our side of the aisle, of being Nazis and racist? What would you say to them?
I would say to them that they're not informed enough to make such an assumption. If you do not look into the proper history of where we come from and what has happened for thousands of years to do with a certain religious cult, I will call it, then you really have no place to be speaking about what is going on unless you know the facts of what has happened in history. You're not knowledgeable enough to speak on that, and that's just where I come from. I have been looking into this for 15 to 16 years, and it has become more prevalent in the past 3 to 4 years to me, and that's why I'm here today. I care for women and children's safety, and that's what I'm here for today.
Do you think it'd be fair to say that there's a lot of theology and ideology within Islam that is misogynistic, and there seems to be quite a lot of feminists on that side of the demonstration who are shouting at us? Do you think it'd be fair to say that it's a very misogynistic ideology?
It is, yes, and that's something that people don't understand. This is what I say all the time, right? People lead with their emotion and not with their head. I understand we need to let emotion lead at certain times, but this is not the time for it, because it is ravaging our cities, our communities, and it can't go on anymore. We're not safe anymore, and that's clear to see.
And now you've put your head above the parapet, and you're going to be on Urban Scoop's website and probably on Tommy's Twitter page. Are you ready for the heat that you're going to get?
I'm already under heat, so here it is. If we don't stand up, who's gonna?
Yeah.
That's it.
Well,
I think we both already get a lot of hate on social media.
And one thing we want to point out as well, I'm very neutral in what side I come from, but I was brought up in the Catholic community.
Yeah,
Lindsay.
and I was in a Protestant community, but we know that we need to come together for this greater cause.
Well, do you know what I mean? I was just thinking there. What it reminds me of. Do you remember the peace women during the Troubles in the mid '70s? You know, they came from both sides of the divide to basically protest against something that they felt passionately about, and obviously they had a big impact. So, you know, it'd be great to see you guys manage to do something like that. Are these protests going to continue? Obviously, this is the first one. It wasn't massively advertised. I think it was just on Facebook, and you've got a couple of hundred people here.
Yeah.
Big police presence, so obviously it's making the state sit up. There's a lot of media here, a lot of mainstream media here. No doubt they'll be saying that we're all right-wing extremists and all the rest of it.
Course,
But are you going to continue on with this? Is this going to be a battle you carry on? Is it just going to be a flash in the pan?
There's no backing down now. My face is out there. I've put my name behind this cause, and I'm going to keep going forward. I have faced backlash, but as I said, the people who are giving me the backlash are people who are not fully informed of what's really going on.
And I mean, to me, just meeting you guys and chatting to you, you seem like just two and I don't mean this in a disparate, ordinary, normal people like me.
Yeah.
We're all the same. We're not, you know. I wasn't political until I got involved with Tommy, and you know. So, but I think, from my point of view, you can't be silent, can you? When you see something's going wrong, and once you're awake and you realise what's going on, you can't be silent. So listen, thanks very much for putting this on. We'll try and report on every one of these events we do. Hopefully they'll be peaceful. Hopefully you'll not get any too much hassle from the lefties and the crazy people. But well done for putting it on. Really proud of you.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Again, I have heard stories of girls being leered at in buses, touched at. All sorts are happening, and these men are very brazen in how they're doing it. They don't care. They see us as meat, as a commodity, and we're not. Women and children are not safe, okay? That's why we're here today. I know. Also,
Michelle's going on about safety of women.
yeah, the new legislation, have we heard of this in the UK?
Yes.
For those of you that haven't, new legislation has been put in place to make sure that people who are of ethnic, cultural or a faith minority receive lesser sentencing than our own native people. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense, okay? Another point I want to make as well. I'm in touch with a lot of people who have emigrated here, okay? Who have come here, made a better life for themselves, built families, friends, businesses. They add to society. That's the people we want, okay? Is it not a kick in the teeth for those people? Now whenever they see these men coming over and ravaging our country for free, is that not a kick in the teeth even for those communities? It is. Today I know we have lots of immigrants here as well, because I've been contacted by them to say that they're here. They came here, they made a life for themselves, and they did it the right way. Open borders is not the way forward, and that is it. Another thing I want to say is this. Down in the south, they have removed the triple lock. On the same hand, Keir Starmer is wanting to send people to war, our Irish and British men going to war to leave all of us here with all these unvetted illegal men. Make that make sense? It doesn't. We will not be fighting in wars that have nothing to do with us. And that's the bottom line. Nobody is denying what is going on elsewhere is heartbreaking, and it should not be happening. But if you are petitioning and protesting for wars in other countries while letting us be ravaged here, you are the problem. You are the problem. What about helping our own people first? What about that? Another thing I want to say as well, why is it viewed as such an outrageous and extremist view to love your country? Why is it only, and this might be a touchy thing I'm going to say, okay? But I stand behind it. Why is it only white countries that have to have diversity, multiculturalism? Why are we being forced to have this?
Diversity in culture, but not diversity in opinions.
So, I'm going to end this soon, okay? My aim for today was for people to come here, get to know each other, will, because this is the first one, and we're going to get bigger.
Right, we're here from Urban Scoop, and I just want to ask you, why are you here today? Why have you come to Belfast City Centre on a Sunday lunchtime? What are you doing standing here?
We came to the last one in August as well, and it's only fitting that we came here to support what the message is that we're trying to get across from last year about the government, everything that's gone on within the immigration side of things. It's an absolute racket, as you mentioned before, so we're here to support British people. Always, first and foremost. When you see we're walking around the town centre and you're seeing our own homegrown people lying in the streets and what's going on with the government and the money that they're spending towards these illegal immigrants that come over, it just isn't intentional, I think.
What's your opinion on what's happening to Tommy Robinson at the minute?
Absolutely disgraceful. We're very much pro-Tommy, everything about Tommy, and we'll be down at the next event in the summer as well, in September, I think, or August. So what's going on with Tommy just now is an absolute disgrace. The guy he speaks sense, in my opinion, consistently. Anybody that I speak to over in Glasgow, Scotland, we all believe exactly the same thing. Go on, Tommy boy, we're standing right behind you, consistently and always.
Right, thank you very much. Thank you.
See what's going on in this world here. It's not very good. All these illegal immigrants taking over the hotels, they're doing absolutely everything. People like me had spent 2 years homeless on the streets as an ex-soldier, got absolutely nothing, and I'm seeing all these guys getting hotels, clothes, money handed in, all sorts. It ain't very nice what's happening. Never mind the amount of paedophiles, the children being raped, women aren't safe on the streets. It ain't our country no more, so we need to stand up, not just for our Christian rights, but just for everyone, so we can start living again properly, the way it should be.
And you're obviously a veteran. You said you spent some time on the streets.
Yeah, I spent 2 years homeless on the streets, so I did. The government done absolutely nothing for me. Unfortunately, needed the British Legion. It was only the guys that I had served with. They were the ones that helped me and backed me. So yeah, I've been there and seen it.
And how do you feel about the illegal migrants coming into the country, and they're getting into hotels, they're getting health benefits and so on and so forth? How does that make you feel as a veteran who served your country? Did you serve abroad anywhere? Where did you serve?
I was in the likes of Germany and England and stuff and all, just so I was, you know, but yeah, it makes me very, very angry because I know more veterans that's been on the streets, same situation as me, no help at all whatsoever, and these illegal immigrants are getting handed absolutely everything. It is shocking. We wouldn't be in this state if we wouldn't have this country the way it was if it wasn't for all these veterans and soldiers. That's why it's a great wee country. And now they've all turned on us all.
Yeah. So, what do you think we should do about what's happening? How do we deal with this problem?
Well, the this protest is a good start. We all need to form together. All ex-soldiers and all need to stand up together. Petition more against the governments, for the governments to get rid of these illegal immigrants, get them out of the country altogether.
And obviously, you're standing there with the Jesus Saves placard. How much do you think religion has to do with this?
Massively, because they're actually trying to get rid of Christianity altogether, so they are. They don't want us to have our Christian faith. That's why they're forcing more Muslims in.
Would it be fair to say that theology matters?
It does, yes. It does.
So here we are in Belfast City Centre, City Hall, and this is a very, very impromptu, if you like, protest. It's organised by two women cross community. We've got on the banner there, we've got the Irish flag, and we've got the Union flag, and just people from both sides of the community. And it's very unusual to see this, and we've seen it more and more in the last few years. We saw it when we had the Free Tommy demos in 2018. So that was the first time that we had the cross community thing going on. So we've got quite a big police presence here, which hopefully won't be needed. And then of course we've got the NIPSA, and it's interesting because obviously on our side, very, very quiet and subdued crowd, and over here we've got unions, and this is what I find really interesting about the way the left protests. The unions seem to sponsor this and get the people out, which I think is very, very interesting. And last time we were here, there you go, so you've got the Palestinian flags, Sorsha, and obviously a Republican and Palestinian protest going on there as well. And they're talking about protesting against fascism. And the reality is, as as far as I can see,
I've been asked to stand on
the biggest fascists and the biggest anti-Semites at the moment in this country are from the socialist and the pro-Palestinian side.